Okay, George, it looks like all of our technical difficulties are over. So thanks everyone for being patient. I believe we can start now.
Great. Thanks, Peter. All right, well, we'll get started. Welcome to the zoning administrator meeting of December 11th, 2024 via teleconference. My name is George Schroeder. I'm the zoning administrator for today's hearing. And want to note that the city strongly denounces hate speech and does not tolerate disruptive behavior in our meetings. Sunnyvale prides itself on the rich diversity of our residents, and we're committed to creating a culture of belonging where members of our diverse community feel included, safe, and respected. We have one agenda item today, and to go over quick procedures, during the meeting, remote participants will remain muted when not speaking. If remote participants have a question or a comment, please use the raise hand feature or dial *9 on a telephone. Speakers will be called on one at a time. First, I'll ask the project planner to provide me with an update or a presentation. Then I'll ask the applicant to speak on the item. Then I'll open up the public hearing for anyone who would like to speak on the project. And then after closing the public hearing, I'll consider all comments and make a ruling. My decision can be appealed within 15 calendar days to the Planning Commission. Okay, so let's get started with the agenda item. This is a tentative map to subdivide one lot into 5 condo lots and one common lot, and a use permit to allow office condominiums. This is at 516 West Remington Drive. File number is PLNG 2023-0419. Applicant is John Ha. Owner is Remington Realty LLC. And project planner is Cindy Hom. Cindy, do you have any updates or comments on this project?
Staff does have an update. There were a few conditions that were omitted in error. There is an attached memo with corrected conditions of approval. The added conditions is TM 10 through TM 12, and these are for provisions for CCNRs or conditions, covenants, and restrictions, creation of a property owners association, and then also transfer of the property owner association from the developer. These are required standard requirements for any type of condominium ownership situations. And those are the changes.
Okay, thank you, Cindy. I'm also in receipt of those. And then that's also been conveyed to the applicant as well?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, so I'll now move it on to the applicant. So Mr. Ha or whoever would like to speak for the applicant, is there any presentation or comments you have? Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Ha, to speak for the applicant.
Yeah, actually, we have received the conditional approval, and I've discussed this with the owner, and we don't have any problem. Yeah, let's move forward. Do I still need to do any presentations?
If you don't have any, that's fine. I just have a couple of questions for you, Mr. Ha,
Yes.
or the owner. So if you can just provide a little bit more background why the condominiums are proposed here.
Yes, the reason is I think right now there are different. Okay, I believe they purchased this property a few years back, and it is involved with a group of dentists, and instead of rentals from the building, they like to own it, and they don't have to worry about rental agreements and things like that. So they kind of like we're Asian, like that is our norm of doing things, and each right now actually there are several occupant. It's also part of the ownership, and they like their own piece of mind. So that's why they want to condolize it. and they still kind of like overall is still operating as a group, but they like to just their own properties ownerships. And Cindy, if you're here, you can kind of elaborate a little bit. As far as I understand, there are, I believe, Unit 2 and Unit 5 is they are in the group, but at the same time, they are operating in that building already.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to hear from you, Mr. Ha. Okay, well that's very helpful. Just because for we just think about when the property is ready for redevelopment, it's just more challenging with multiple owners. But appreciate your background. So I understand that there's gonna be some site improvements as well with the project, and yeah, that's usually expected when there is conversion to condos. So those all look good to me. The one thing I noticed is that there for the trash enclosure, you can kind of see through the gates on when you're viewing it from the street. It's kind of like these semi transparent gates. So I would like those to be replaced with solid doors or solid gates, so you won't be able to see the bins within. Just given the
Oh, you
location
mean
of
the
this
trash
trash enclosure.
enclosure?
Yes.
Yeah, you mean
Yeah.
trash enclosure door, right? Okay.
Yeah, because you can
Got it.
you can see it from the street, so it's not changing the size. It would really be for the gates to have like a solid material, like a solid metal material.
No problem, no problem. I have done many of those now. Actually, this is not just the first one. We have done quite a few similar projects, and trash enclosure, we usually use corrugated metal solid panels.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll if being approved today, then I'll plan on adding that as a condition.
That's not a
Okay.
problem.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ha. Now that's all the questions I have for you. So I will now go and open it up to the public hearing. If any members of the public are on the line and would like to speak on the project, please provide your name for the record. And again, to participate, you can provide public comment by using the raise hand feature on Zoom or dialing *9 on a telephone. Any members of the public that would like to speak?
Hi, George. There are no members of the public present today.
Okay, thanks, Peter. So Mr. Ha, just we usually have one more chance to speak if there's anything else you'd like to add from the applicant or owner side. But if not, I can move on. Mr. Ha, is there anything else you'd like to add before I move on?
Mr. Hall, you're muted if you're trying to say something. So please unmute if you would like to say anything.
No, I am good.
Okay, thank you. All right, so I will now close the public hearing and make a ruling. So I will decide on alternative 2, and that is to approve the use permit and tentative parcel map with modifications. And those modifications are to add conditions TM-10, which is for conditions, covenants, and restrictions, or CCNRs. TM-11 for the POA, or the property owner association creation. And TM-12 for the POA transfer. And this was as noted by staff in the memo that was submitted today, December 11th. And I will also modify BP6, and that is the solid waste and recycling enclosure. And I'll add one more sub bullets, so BP-6H. And that will read recycling and solid waste enclosure gate doors shall be replaced with a solid metal material to screen the bins inside. Okay, so that concludes the zoning administrator hearing today, and the meeting is now adjourned. And again, my decision can be appealed to the Planning Commission within 15 calendar days. Okay, so we are adjourning here at 3:28. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.